Hey friends, welcome to our homestead. I believe you should seriously consider going solar right now, and there's a couple of big reasons why, and we're going to talk about those. Let's go. Okay, right off the bat, the number one reason is energy stability for your family. Many of you are probably getting hit by big energy bills right now. Not only natural gas bills or heating oil bills, but electricity bills. Those bills are starting to skyrocket, and there are a lot of reasons why that's happening. We might get into a few of them a little bit later in the video, but the fact of the matter is that they are spiking, and that money can be taken and put into investing in solar. Now, I also know that not everybody can afford a big system to start off with, and we are also going to talk about that a little bit later. And then I'm also going to talk about how much this system cost and how you can start off small and build up to something like this. But when you are thinking about solar, you need to mitigate your expectations. You can't think about your modern living. You just need to think about what you need for an emergency first. And then you can build up your system to be able to accommodate all your modern conveniences. That, of course, is if you can't afford an entire whole house system to start off with. Let's talk about increasing energy costs. So right now in Texas, we are up about 40% from where we were 1 year ago. In Pennsylvania, 45%. Massachusetts and New Hampshire and Connecticut, 50%, and that's just for electricity. Friends, just yesterday, on the 7th of September, you might see this video a couple days after this, but just yesterday, California had rolling blackouts because their energy demand, their electricity demand was too high for their production. Yet they want to mandate electric cars at some point. Pretty crazy. We do not currently have the infrastructure for our growing population. We currently don't have the infrastructure to handle the extra loads that are out there. Overall, year over year, compared to last year, the electricity costs in the United States are up 20%. And I'm sure a lot of you are feeling that in your bills right now. So what do? You invest in something like this where you can generate your own electricity. And I want all of you to seriously consider doing that right now. And unfortunately, most of the components are made overseas. So shipping costs are going up, increasing the costs of all of the solar components. Although there are some companies out there who have been able to mitigate those costs and actually lower them on certain things. So they're doing a great job. And one of those companies is Signature Solar, where we do get our components. So another huge reason is, if you didn't hear the warning from the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission last year, they warned that our grid systems in the western United States anyway are woefully inadequate for the amount of people that are moving there and the expansion that needs to happen. But additionally, that getting parts to service those grids is getting more and more difficult because unfortunately we don't make anything here in this country anymore. Those are getting imported as well. So they warned that those rolling blackouts that we're seeing in California right now are going to be happening all over the western and southwestern United States. Now, whether that happens or not, I don't want you to be fearful. I want you to take practical steps to be able to combat something like that. And obviously, that step is getting your own solar system. And here's one of the craziest things I heard just this past 2 weeks. The EU president, I don't know what the lady's name is calling for mandatory energy rationing. That's nuts. So what do you do about it? You either generate your own or you start buying candles and cooking on a fire. Now, we're not going to get into politics or energy policy or anything like that. I think all of you know where I stand on that, but I'm talking about solutions for now, what you can do. Because friends, politicians do not care about you. They only care about getting reelected, telling you what you want to hear to get reelected, and then getting into office and enriching themselves. That is it. In a sea of bad politicians like that, or bad leaders, as some people call them, there are definitely not enough good ones to be able to overcome them. So you need to take steps to take care of you and your family. And if you can't outright afford something like this, maybe get together with some community members and get a small system that can run just the necessities. What do we have on our property for our 1,800 square foot modest home that is all electric? We have 20 455 watt solar ever panels. That gives us 8.8 kilowatts of potential to go into our inverters and power the house. Although there's some efficiency ratings, I'm not going to get into that. But that gives us the opportunity for that much energy to be produced for the house. Additionally, we have two EG4 6500 EX 48 volt inverters. Panels for us are about $3,800. The inverters were about $2,500. And combined together, using the battery and the sun, those two inverters can produce 13 kilowatts of energy or power for our house. And that will run pretty much anything in the house, including our big air conditioning system. We have 6 100 amp hour 48 volt EG4 LL batteries. That gives us over 30 kilowatt hours of battery power in case the sun is not producing. And then all of the other parts and pieces, the wire, the conduit, the sub panel, the safety switch, the PV disconnect switch, all of that was about $1,100. And that current total is about $17,900. And the labor for us was pretty much zero. I did have an electrician friend come over and help me with a few things, and I paid him a few $100s. So call it 18 grand, and the rest of everything I did myself. Now, I know you're freaking out at that cost right now, but if you would have had an installer do that for you, it would have been probably over double what I just said. But here's the deal. You can start off small. You can start off very tiny. And the cool thing about these modern components, or some of these modern components, is that you can scale them up. So you can start with 2 panels. And if you start with 2 panels, that's around $400, and that's going to give you darn near close to a kilowatt, well, 900 watts of power. That will power a lot of lights, some fans. You might need a few more to power a large refrigerator, but you can definitely power a small refrigerator as an emergency backup. With that, you can get one small 3,000 watt inverter. And the thing about some of these inverters is they are expandable, so you can parallel up to 6 of them. So if you paralleled 6 of the 3,000 watt inverters, that's 18 kilowatts. And that is much more than is needed to power a house like mine. And each one of those small inverters is only $400 or $500. I can't remember the price right now. And then you might need 1 or 2 batteries, and those are about $1,500. And those are the least expensive, highest quality on the market per watt hour. Well, friends, I know there are people out there who can't even afford that, a few $1,000s to get started and then expand later. And for those of you out there who can't, I'm gonna say, maybe you need to, start buying candles and, get a little fire pit for your backyard to cook on. Or you can get one of these cool little butane stoves. We have these for camping. So think camping in your house and think of solutions like that if you can't do the solar. And if you think you can afford this, but you don't see that extra money at the month, budget. Know where every dollar that you are making goes. Save, save, save. Put it towards something that is an investment like this, that's gonna last 20 to 30 years with no problem. Because where are those energy costs, those electricity bills, where are they gonna be next year? So friends, I get all of my solar components from Signature Solar. There are links in the description below where you can go and click on, and it'll take you to their website if you want to purchase anything. The reason that I do deal with them is, 1, they're close. 2, they are very friendly and they are able to help you out. They are expanding a lot and they're adding customer service agents daily, it seems like. And they are very knowledgeable. They've helped me through a lot of different things putting together my own system. And they also have a wide range of equipment. So what I talked about earlier, those small components, the grow watts that are expandable, they carry those. They carry them, and they are the only importer in the United States who has modified them for the American grid that I know about. Secondly, they have the Cadillacs of in the inverter world, the Schneiders. They also have their own company, which they have started to develop components, and there are some of the best on the market also, and that's EG4, and that's what I have now in our house. And then of course they have all the little parts and pieces that you need for your system. So friends, for energy stability for your home, for rising prices that are not going to stop, for politicians that don't care about you, for bad energy policy around the world, for rationing, for all of that, I want you to invest in solar now. You can see it's on my house, and I'm a huge proponent of it for independence. And that's one of the only reasons. I'm not into the green thing, it's fine, whatever. But it's for energy independence. Do I have the knowledge for primitive skills like candle making and cooking on a fire every day and using that to heat your house? All of that? Of course I do. That, I think, is due diligence for every person out there. But I'm also going to take advantage of technology like this for the medium term because I think it's a good investment. Why cook on a fire now if I don't need to and I can invest in something like this? So get out there and do it. Now click on this series of videos right here, which is our entire series for installing both of our systems on our homestead. Have a beautiful, blessed day. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.